What's going on? My name is Coach AJ Liu. I work with small business owners here in Las Vegas to help them attract more customers. And I'm going to show you today how to completely separate yourself from the competition, no matter what industry you're in, whether you own a gym, whether you own a landscaping company, whatever it is. I'm going to show you how to completely separate yourself from the competition so that customers choose you over everybody else. And so before I get started here on the paper, I want to tell you a quick story. So there's a story of a salesman who sold glass. He sold this like indestructible glass, right? And he was the top salesman in his company. And at the company banquet, everybody comes in and they announce, the winners and the top people, and then they bring up this guy who's the top guy. And the CEO of the company asked him. They said, "Hey man, what's your secret? How did you sell 3 times as much as our next best sales guy?" And he said, "It was very simple. I would walk into a place, I would set the glass down on the counter, I would take out a hammer out of my bag, and I would hit the glass. They would lean back and shield their faces because they thought it was going to explode everywhere. And then when they saw that the glass didn't break, they would place an order." And so what do you think happened? The next year, every single person in the company started doing that, right? They came, they would set it down, hit the glass, and everybody, the whole company's sales rose. But then the following year at the banquet, this guy was still the top salesperson in the company. And so they bring him up on stage again and they say, "Hey, tell us, last year you were the top sales guy. Everyone in the company started doing what you're doing, and now you're still the top sales guy. How'd you do it?" And he said, "Well, I knew everyone was going to take my method for, how I was getting people to see how indestructible our glass was. So what I do now is I walk in, I set the glass on the counter, I take out the hammer, I hand it to them and have them hit the hammer. And then once they see that it didn't break after they hit it, that's how I was able to be the top sales guy in the company again." And so why do I tell you that story? Well, the reason I tell you that story is because when everyone is doing the same thing, your job is to find a way to just add a little more value, to separate yourself just a little bit, because the difference between like the first place racer in the Olympics, the first place guy in the sprints, and the second place guy might be freaking 1/10 of a second, right? Point something tenths of a second. But this guy's the gold medal winner. He's the one making all the money, and this guy is just the silver. He's like, "Yeah, that's cool, but you weren't the gold. You're not the guy that's being highlighted atop the podium, being interviewed, getting endorsements, all that kind of stuff," right? And so there's just a little difference between it. And so how do you actually do this? How do you implement this? Well, it's very simple. There's one thing that really matters, and that is your offer. And your offer is exactly what are you offering customers. And a perfect example of this is there's a lot of gyms in the world, right? There's a lot of gyms. More and more people are becoming, fitness experts. And what's happening is there's a gym everywhere, right? You got a gym, every other block. And so they're all offering the same thing, come in and try a class for free or get a day pass or whatever, right? And so what happens is, if you extend that a little bit and you go to like, "I'm going to offer a free week," right? That will help you separate. But then what else can you do? So the big question is, how do you sweeten the pot? How do you sweeten the value of your offer? Well, there's a couple ways to do it, right? And one way is what a lot of people do, and this is not the way you want to do it. And the other way is something that you might not have thought about before, okay? So I want to show you this. This is called a value ladder. All right, and on one side of the value ladder is price, okay? One side of the value ladder is price. On the other side of the value ladder is value, okay? And so the more money you charge, the more value you must give, right? Very simple, we all understand that. But here's how this works. So there are steps in this value ladder. There are steps in this value ladder. And for example, when I go to a dentist, they might offer me a free teeth cleaning, right? So at level 1, it costs me $0, right? It's a free teeth cleaning. And that's they're what's called a lead magnet. That's what they're doing to get me into the doors, so that way they can have a chance to move me up this value ladder. And so say I go there and they're like, hey AJ, you got your tooth cleaning or your teeth cleaned. Would you also like whatever it is, a whitening session, right? We can give you a whitening session. I notice your teeth are a little yellow from drinking coffee. We're gonna offer you a whitening session for $250, right? And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll take the whitening session. And then while they're doing my teeth cleaning and whitening session, it's like, I see you got a cavity there. We're gonna have to do a root canal or whatever it is, right? Well, then that's gonna cost $1,100, right? And then whatever the next thing is. So basically, they started me at zero, but then each time they had a chance to move me up their value ladder, right? They're providing me more value and they're charging me more money. And so what happens a lot of times is people think that in order to beat their competition, they have to lower their prices, right? They have to lower their prices. That is the worst possible thing you can do, because then you're a commodity and you're in a race to the bottom. You're in a race to who can be the cheapest. There's a amazing internet marketer, a guy named Dan Henry. He's done well over $500 million in business. And one of his quotes is, there's no strategic advantage to being the second lowest price in your market. And so what he means by that is there's no, like, if your stuff is $1 and mine's $1.03, there's no strategic advantage for me to be $1.03. However, there is a strategic advantage to be the most expensive product on the market. So if you think about like headphones, right? There's headphones for $10, there's headphones for $5. You could probably get headphones at a dollar store, but then you got Beats, right? And Beats, because of the price point, sells more because they have a competitive advantage being the high price leader, right? And so let's get back to the offers. I told you in the beginning of this video, I'm going to show you how to completely separate yourself from any competition and not ever worry about them ever again. So how do we do that? Well, we got to know where a customer is on our value ladder, right? So for this video today, I'm just going to talk about the very first time you get a customer to interact with your business, right? So we call that cold traffic, right? Cold traffic. Cold people are people that don't know who you are, don't know what you do, and you're trying to get them to take some kind of action with your business, right? And so we're sending that cold traffic to an offer, but we don't want to give the house away. We don't want to give people something for free necessarily, things like that. So how do we increase the value of this? Well, I'm going to give you a very simple example using gyms, all right? Just like we started at the beginning. If Gym A has a $100 a month membership, right? And they're giving a 1 week free trial, okay? They're giving a 1 week free trial. And then Gym B also has a $100 a month membership and they're giving a 1 week free trial also. And they both, are within 1 mile of the customer. How does the customer make his decision? Well, let's take a look at this. Say that Gym A is only offering the 1 week free, but Gym B also offers a couple other things, right? So they offer a meal plan, right? They offer 1 workout with a trainer. They offer measurements. Right? And they offer a body fat scan. So you get a body fat percentage. All right? So now, our customer right here, okay, she has to choose between Gym A and Gym B, and Gym A's offer is 1 week, and Gym B's offer is 1 week, plus all of this other stuff. 1 week plus a meal plan, plus a workout with the trainer, plus your measurements, plus your body fat percentage. It makes it an easy decision for our customer, right? It is no question. This option has way more value included than Gym A. And so this customer is going to choose Gym B 99 out of 100 times because the value is more than what the competitors are offering. And so it's like, okay, cool. So you're just telling me I just need to add something to my offer? Yes, but there's a strategic way to do this. And I'm going to tell you the strategic way to do this. Every time someone buys whatever it is that you sell, you create a new problem for them. Okay? And let me explain what I mean by that. If someone buys a gym membership, right? If someone buys a gym membership, well, what's the next problem that they have? Well, okay, we all know that most gyms have, especially the big box gyms, the Globo gyms, right? We all know that they have a ton of members, but like 70% of their members never use their membership, right? So the first problem that most people have is, yeah, they might have a gym membership, but how do they get themselves to actually go and use the membership, right? So that's problem A, is using it, okay? And then it's like, okay, they know how to use that you can help them find a way to use the gym membership. So maybe you have some kind of incentive program, or maybe you have some kind of, accountability tracking or text messaging where you're actually messaging your members, hey, did you hit the gym this week? Something like that. So you can solve their first problem. And then what's the next problem? Okay, they go to the gym, but they might not know how to use any equipment, right? They might not know how to use proper form or do things, or whatever it is, they're intimidated. So then the next problem is how do they work out? Right? So then you find a way to solve the problem of how do they work out. Maybe you do classes. Maybe you do a couple days with a personal trainer, or a couple days on one-on-one, so they can see how to use each machine in your gym, right? So then you solve problem number B, and then problem C, maybe problem C is that they don't know how to eat, right? They don't know how to eat. And so problem C, they don't know how to eat. Maybe you give them a custom meal plan. Maybe you partner with a nutritionist that creates meal plans for them. Maybe you just give them a healthy shopping list, right? Whatever it is, now you're solving their additional problems, which allows them to feel better about doing the thing that you want them to do, which is moving up your value ladder. Okay? And so I know this was a lot, but I'm gonna bring it all the way back and make it super, super simple. The more value that you give, the higher price points you can charge. Very simple. We all understand that. But then the question becomes, why is a purse at Walmart, $30 made out of the same exact material as this Gucci purse, but the Gucci purse is $3,000? Why is there that disconnect? Why is there that ability to charge so much more? Well, the purse at Gucci is solving people's additional problems, right? It's feeding into people's ego, right? Status. They want to feel better about themselves. They want to feel important. It's solving additional problems. And you might not have ever thought about it this way, but everything solves someone's problem. That's the only reason why people do stuff, is to avoid pain and seek pleasure, right? So you're solving a problem. And so how can you, in your business, focus on the different levels of your offer, right? So what are you doing to get people in to your business? And then what's the next thing you're offering them? And then what's the next thing? So for the gym, the example might be, this is their first offer, right? So this offer is at the very bottom of their value ladder. And then maybe they sell people into a membership. The membership is $100 a month, right? And with the membership, they get the accountability, whatever it is, accountability coaching. They get for the first 14 days, they get to pick 3 machines that a personal trainer will show them how to use and work on properly. And then maybe they also get a healthy shopping list and a macros count, so they can know exactly what to eat in order to reach their goals, right? So that would be, the next level offer. And then the third level offer, say this is $2,500, and this is like actually having the personal trainer training the person 3 days a week, doing their scans every month, doing all this other stuff, helping them, giving them guest passes to their family, doing all the bells and whistles, right? That is a very simple example of how this works. But it all starts with your initial offer, right? To cold traffic, to the people that haven't done business with you, what are you going to do to sweeten the pot for them, to increase the value of your offer, so that when they're choosing between you and all of your competitors, it's a no-brainer. They choose you without even thinking twice about it. And so, this stuff, man. This is stuff that internet marketers like guys like Russell Brunson, guys like Frank Kern, guys like Joe Polish, guys like Dean Jackson, Dan Kennedy. I'm sure you've never heard of any of these names, but all these guys run $100 million, $500 million, $700 million businesses. And the way they do it is by understanding the psychology of how to get people to take an action. It's not about, having a bunch of social media likes and followers and all that stuff. It's about using the psychology, using human nature in your marketing, in your business, to get people to want to do business with you. And so this is very simple. How can you increase the value of your offer to people that don't know about you yet? And then once you do that, what are the different phases of your funnel that you're going to use to get people to spend more money with you while you're giving them more value along the way? Very simple. In my business, what we do in terms of our value ladder is we offer people a free video, a free marketing video at the front end. We come in, we plan something like this out. We find out what your offer is going to be, what you're going to include in your offer, and we create a free marketing video for you. Once we've created the free video, then what separates us from our competition is, people do ads, people do all this other stuff. We help you do everything: the campaign, the videos, the photos, the websites, the landing pages, the whole thing. And so if that's something that you need for your business, if you're looking to grow or implement a strategy like this, then just send me a message. Click the button below, or send message or whatnot, and I'd love to sit down and talk with you about how this can actually help your business grow and how this can help you get more customers. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gave you some value. I will see you on the next one. Peace.